In Nigeria, so we know marriage is regarded as one of the most important social customs, which gives an individual respect and values or status as well. And we have more than 250 ethnic groups in Nigeria, with each of these tribal leanings being rich in values, in beliefs, traditions, and culture. Now, these groups each belong to a particular region, with the Igbos, dominating the southeast, the Yorubas dominating the southwest, and the Hausas dominating the north. Now, these regional boundaries for many years have largely reflected in the way that members of each tribe choose their spouses. Now, due to the perception, of this, of different culture, some of these tribes and culture, we tend to see other people's culture as not as fitting as ours. And it is because we grew up with some values, our culture, and God made it in a way that we love where we come from. So definitely what we don't understand is a bit different for us. So it affects our marriage interaction or intermarriage relationship when someone from this region wants to marry someone from the other. And even when finally there is the miracle of love, there is always one person in a family, or say a mother or father, that will be worried you're marrying from or outside this culture. It's better to marry from our culture. We've seen one way or another how things like that affects our life around us, where you see maybe a friend of yours, their parents will tell them, you cannot marry outside our tribe. You have to marry from our tribe. So whoever that person is, just make sure you marry from a tribe. And in some cases it works for the best, while other cases it works for not so good. So go ahead, of course, the numbers that you get to call us on, it's displayed on your TV screen. You can call us to share your thoughts and perspective on marrying someone from your tribe. What is it? Is it set on stone? Fatima, what is your take on that?
I'm thinking, when you're taking the introduction, like, why do they really marry within their culture, just within their ethnicity? It's something that, like, I actually want to hear from people that
Indeed.
are married, like, because I've seen families where they will say, oh no, your first wife has to be our tribe, then you can marry whoever you want to marry afterwards.
Should we start calling names, because they're stable to be shaking?
So we already have a caller.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, madam. I'm Usman Santraki calling from Yola.
Okay, Usman from Yola. Good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much, Maya and Fatima. Good morning.
Can you speak a bit louder, because we can't hear you from this side?
I say good morning, Sumaya and Fatima.
Good morning, Usman.
Yes, go ahead with your thoughts.
Sumaya, honestly, people like to marry within their culture, one in order to extend the boundaries of their culture. And at times, people marry within the culture in order to uphold the cultural beliefs and norms of that very particular tribe or group, I can say. So essentially, people are marrying within their cultural boundaries simply because they want to inculcate certain cultural habits in their offspring. How you get me? So normally, it's good that if you are an Igbo, you marry an Igbo lady, so that your children will know their culture. Or if you are an Hausa man, you go and marry a Hausa lady. It's also good. But it can be a misnomer for somebody like an Hausa man to go now and marry an Igbo. You see, there will be differences of cultural background, which can, in other words, inhibit the option of grasping in their hands the cultural beliefs of their people. More, I can even tell you that some people would like to marry within their culture, essentially in order to afford certain cultures of their maybe group or tribe. I hope you get what I'm saying. So my take today is that it is good, and I'm advising also, it is good for somebody to marry within his culture, not going outside. Though marrying outside culture is, in other words, is increasing the unification of diversity of set of people of a particular place. Let's like to take, for example, Nigeria. But I must believe that if you can marry within your culture, will enhance the cultural background of your people of tribe, so that your children can also imbibe certain cultures. Thank you very much for the wonderful time you have given to me, Sumaya.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Osman from Yola. Thank you so much for that wonderful contribution. But please, we have to, take a quick break so that when we come back, we get to, of course, continue this discussion with you to dive more. So make sure that you don't go anywhere. Do stay with us. Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. We're talking about marriages, from the same tribe and culture. And what is your take on it? So, of course, there'll be a number displayed on your TV screen. Before we went on a break, Usman from Yola gave in his own take, saying that he does think it's better to marry from your tribe. That way, there will not be a conflict, of you learning from other people's tribe quickly. And like, it takes time.
I think we have a caller.
Yes. All right, go ahead. Good morning.
Good morning. I'm Bishop calling from Niger State, Mina.
Okay, Bishop, thank you so much for joining us. Go ahead with your thoughts.
Okay. What I understand for some people learning from their own tribe, mostly is hatred. some of them is hatred. Okay? So because some want exact of their child to marry the same because of maybe the problem they have within each other for a long time towards war or other things. And others will marry so that maybe when their mother visits, the mother can be able to communicate with his or her husband or wife. Some do that. Again, mostly is religion. Some do it because of religion, because I live in North, as I told you, in Maine, and I'm from East, Igbo, in Enugu State. So, but some, like where I'm saying, some will say, you will not marry my daughter because you are not a Muslim. And you see, those things is things that normally bring problem for each tribe also, that someone cannot easily release her daughter to you to marry because of religion. And you see it again, maybe in Igbo, the same thing. Igbo man will say, is it an Hausa man that you want to marry? So those things also matters. And another thing again is mostly in maybe in food aspect of a thing. Like you feel it, you see it very hard for someone maybe from Yoruba side to marry an Igbo because of food. They will say, if my people visited me, how is the person going to cope with the food that the person is cooking? So those things also matters. That is what I have to contribute. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Bishop, for that amazing contribution from Mina. He made mention of a lot of things that are the reasons why people do not accept. I mean, there's a lot of cultural differences, and that's no lie. And everybody from every culture brings different, mindsets, different values. So there is definitely something to learn from the other culture. But why is it so important that you learn? Because we are a country with different amazing languages. Why won't we learn? All right, Mustafa, good morning. Good morning, Mustafa. Are you with us?
Yeah, hello.
Yes, good morning. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Bauchi.
Okay, thank you for joining us. Go ahead.
Yeah, on this issue of tribal marriages, if I think it's a very good thing that people should have intermarriages between the tribes. It's a good thing. It will unite the nation. In fact, if you look at what is happening, these intertribal clashes or something, or war, it will even bring an end to all those things.
Mustafa, are you still with us?
Yeah, so I think government should promote these inter-tribal marriages even so as to unite this country. You understand?
All right, thank you so much, Mustafa, for your amazing contribution there from Bauchi. We appreciate that. It's all about learning. So he's saying that it's good to marry from outside. That way you can learn from
other people's culture, which is very important.
Cultures.
From the introduction we studied that we have over 250 ethnicities and groups. So I think it's good to learn, because there are some languages that we don't even know maybe exist. And 250.
Look at this situation. We travel outside to other countries in order
we want to learn their
culture, and yet we can't even tolerate our own and blend in, to learn from us. For me, I feel it's a beautiful thing, of course, to learn other culture, and there is this pride that comes with
age. Yes. So now let's take some WhatsApp messages. Maya will come back to you. We'll discuss this. Good morning. I am Yakubu Dabo from Maiduguri. The reason why people marry within their culture: 1, language barrier; 2, our cultural practice; 3, our lifestyle differs. But with your own custom, you understand one another. Thank you. So Yakubu saying that from Maiduguri. Yeah, language barrier, cultural difference, definitely. it's an issue for some people. You know, like earlier I stated that some family will say, okay, you as the first son, marry from our tribe, then your second wife can be whatever tribe you want to marry.
Yes, while some don't even agree to it at all. So when you're even dating someone from a particular known culture that does that, everybody is warning you, they don't marry outside their culture.
Exactly. There are certain tribes, you know, even when we were discussing this topic, you know, yesterday, where some people were making contributions like the Igbos, they don't hardly maybe marry outside their culture, the Nupe also, you know, so there are some, you know, tribes that actually go for their own tribe first before whichever one comes in. Good morning, my name is Aminu Yusuf from Kano. My take on this is that we tend to marry within our ethnicity because it's more easier for understanding from both sides. Also, even the family wouldn't allow you to cross boundaries because it will be very difficult for them to know more about the family.
Yeah, we understand that. Of course, there are a lot of reasons, and one of it is the fear of parents, you know, for you to go out there and face new culture. Maybe from your own culture, how you greet elders is entirely different. And then you go to other culture and you greet them like that, and they see it as you have no respect.
Yes.
Exactly. So your parents are fearful for you not to go and face hoodlum, because in African culture, it's like you marry a man, you marry the entire family. Yes. Yeah. So things like that is what mostly the parents are scared of, and that's why the parents are more scared of giving their girl child out to marriage in another tribe. But then we see the beautiful things of it. You know, my mom and my dad are from two different culture. Tribe, yes. Yeah. So it's something that I am proud of.
My mom and my dad are from two different cultures.
Exactly.
And when I tell people my mom is from Plateau State, my dad is from Chad, they're like, are you serious?
Of course. You know, it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing.
Okay, so this message is from Yakubu Shirama from Bauchi. Good morning, ladies. It's important and mandatory to marry within culture in order to keep the tribe and culture. The major tribes are now assimilating smaller ones, e.g. Hausa in the north have swallowed Fulani and others. I'm Fulani man by origin, and I don't understand the tribe due to the effect of intermarriage.
Intermarriage. Of course, you're right. You're right about that one. But then, I mean, one of the mistakes that some of our parents did was not teaching us our own languages, because I'm also Fulani and I do not understand it at all.
Yeah. But you can't speak it doesn't mean maybe you won't understand some things.
But so then there is other people, Fulani Kong people that I know that try as much as possible not to, let their children go without learning their language. So of course it doesn't. I don't think that's a bad thing. I just feel that we just need to try as much as possible to hold on to our values. Marrying it's not like you dropping your own. It's about you bringing your own and the other person bringing their own to form something more beautiful. All right, we have another caller. Good morning. Good morning, are you with us? All right, please do go ahead and try calling us via the number on your screen. Make sure you do stay away from your TV set. That way we can hear you proper, or turn down the volume of your TV. We're talking about marriages, intermarriage, intercultural marriage.
Hello, good morning.
Two tribes. Good morning. Your name and location, please.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Your name and location, please.
My name is Nasser Hussein, calling you directly from Bauchi.
Okay, Nasser. Go ahead.
Hello?
Go ahead with your contribution, please.
Okay, my contribution is that, on a personal ground, I discourage...
Are you still with us? I think
there's a network problem.
Yes, we lost Nasser, and he was about to drop his point where he says, okay, so we have another caller. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, your name and location.
My name is Abubakar. I'm calling from Ilorin, Kwara State.
You're calling from where, Abubakar?
Ilorin, Kwara State.
Please do reduce the volume of your TV set.
I'm calling from Ilorin.
Okay, Ilorin. Go ahead.
Okay, as regards the issue, people before us for discussion this morning, I think marriage within one culture is more important than that of marriage outside your culture. Though marriage outside one culture is a way of bringing unification, yet marriage within one culture will not only promote understanding and as well inculcating no bound understanding into one culture within our offspring. So as far as my personal self is concerned, I think marriage within one culture is much more vital than that of married outside one culture. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Abubakar, for that wonderful. Abubakar, you said you're calling from Ilorin, and we all know how Ilorin, the intermarriage thing is between the Fulani and the Yoruba, and it's brought beautiful culture. So, Abubakar, I'm going to come for you on this one because you see a typical Kwara person, and you see the person with the thread, the looks of Fulani, but then there is that Yoruba also, and it forms a beautiful picture. So for me, I know that yes, there is every reasons, but you just have to weigh it first and see which one is the would work for you. But we should be open-minded.
It's a good thing that he's not against it. I think he said he's not against it. So I think it's a good thing.
He was weighing it. Yes. Yeah. All right. We have another caller. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. Please tone down the volume of your TV. We can hear you from here.
My name is Sulaiman Muhammad from Kano State.
Muhammad, please reduce the volume of your TV. We can hear the volume through your phone.
Okay, there is challenges for intermarriage because different people with different character and different.
Yes, go ahead.
I think we lost him.
All right, please go ahead and try calling us again to give your opinion, your take on.
We are having lots of messages coming through as well.
So
I just hope we'll be able to take
and it's really good, for you people to try reaching us. Please, I would want to hear from a woman. I want to hear what is your take on intermarriage.
We've always, encouraged women to call. I don't know why women don't actually like to call. Hello, the anchor. It is good to marry within one tribe based on following. Children bearing are enhanced. Cultural heritage will be maintained. It reduces suspicion.
No, suspension.
etc. God bless Nigeria. Malam Isa Abdurrauf.
So children upbring. For me, I feel like the upbringing of children is something that can be used, to a more positive light. I mean, your child would grow up learning two beautiful culture up close. So that child is different. It's a breath of fresh air to the community.
So
to the society.
Earlier you mentioned your mom different tribe, your dad different tribe. So do you speak your mom's tribe or is your father's tribe?
I speak my mom's tribe.
And then your husband, are you from the same tribe?
No, we're not. And he's also from two entirely
that is
different
beautiful.
tribes.
I love that.
It is indeed.
And I hope people will tend to learn from that.
That's why I am for intercultural marriage.
Oh, hi, good morning. There are various reasons why people often choose to marry within their own culture, including shared values, traditions, language, religion beliefs, family expectations, and a desire to maintain cultural continuity or familiarity. Marrying within one's culture can provide a sense of belonging, understanding, and common grounds between partners, making it easier to navigate various aspects of life together. Umar Aminu Takuma.
Umar,
from what state? I think the state is there.
It's just a beautiful thing.
From Niger. I think Niger people are actually, keen into this discussion. It's like it really touches them.
Umar says a lot of sense, when he talks about
earlier I actually mentioned
partners making it easy
to communicate, and then the values also. Earlier I mentioned, Igbos, they marry outside their culture, but then you can actually find few that you see Nupe man marrying a Nupe woman, and then that's it. And then the children will grow up and they'll say, oh, your mom and I married where you will not go outside the culture. It has to be within the culture. Because I've seen couples that had to, you know, maybe kind of end their marriage. You know why? Because they are not from the same culture, and the man was given a mandate that he must marry from his culture before he can marry any other tribe. So the first wife has to be your own tribe.
But right now we already know that people are skeptical about marrying outside their culture because there is no familiarity, just like Omar said. But then we are also to blame because we don't easily welcome people outside our culture that are marrying into our family. You know, there is this thing that they would say, okay, if you're marrying maybe from Yoruba tribe, you feel lost because most of them would be speaking the language and you don't understand it at all.
Okay, why do people marry within their culture? Basically, culture is a way of life of people. Elements like language, dress sense, food are embedded in every culture, and they also inform our worldwide and perspectives. Today's culture have also titled towards religious inclination. There are areas where the two main religions in Nigeria agree, and there are many areas of disparity. For the Christians, can two work together unless they agree? Is a Bible verse that comes to mind when the choice of a spouse arises. Cultural agreement is one of the areas to be considered. And I think you can see the message is too long for us to take because of time. Maybe you can see who sent the message.
He made mention of how easier, you know, it is for a person to quickly adapt to other, to your own culture than, you know, others. And let's not forget,
and
even when you're
the
marrying,
food, the sense of dressing as well, you know, because every culture has their own way of, you know, the dressing sense, their beliefs, like you said, traditional beliefs and all that. Because I feel like for some people, marrying within their culture is like a tradition for them. They don't want to break.
And even when you're married from the same culture, you know that the family values are different. So you're already having the battle of learning, you know, to fit into that family that you're marrying into. Then talk more of, you know, marrying outside the culture. It will take years for you to learn. And worst part, if you don't get, you know, support from the family that you're coming.
Okay, so we have a message from a woman this time around. Good morning.
I think it's from Hausas.
Yes. Yeah, so good morning. I'm Hafsat. I guess marrying different culture is a bad idea because differences are shown to the other ethnicity or culture. They will do all what they can to separate the marriage. Oh wow, yeah. So this is actually a problem also, you know, for some people. Like I said,
the same culture, and they'll do all they can to
separate it. Exactly. But then remember when I said that they will say you have to choose, and the man has to choose, and then the marriage was cancelled because she's not or he's not from their the tribe thing. Yeah.
It's
so
really
we have a caller.
Thing, you know. Good morning. Right, we lost that call. Go ahead, call us, send messages are coming. We do appreciate.
Yeah.
You know, talking about marriage, at the end of the day, it is a beautiful thing, and sometimes we even go out. We see people marrying outside Nigeria, you know, or outside their own country, and it pans out beautiful. Marriage is a gamble. It's something that definitely most of your beliefs need to align in order to make both of you, you know, your life easier. But then even at that, even when you're so different, there must be something that could tie you together, and you people would walk through it and make more beautiful. Because I tend to admire more intermarriage, you know, more beautiful picture. When you see two cultures, and maybe when the wife puts to bed, you see they will do the Igbo example.
So we have a caller. Let's take it.
I'm the one that saw recently.
Good morning.
My name is Fatai from Loni.
Hausas?
I'm Fatai from Loni. I'm the one that called recently.
Oh, Abdul Fatai. Okay. Go ahead.
You did stated that a lot of people love to marry outside their culture. What you said was truth, but majority of us loves marriage within our culture. We have to avoid our problems.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for that. Yes, so yeah, he came to clarify that he did say that yes, he prefers that, but then also intercultural is also good. So at the end of the day, it all boils down to what works for you. But then we should always have an open mind to these things, because sometimes you don't choose who you fall in love with. It just happens. So when it happens, it is okay to just welcome those people. All right, we have a caller, and it seems this will be the last call that we'll be picking this morning. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning. Your name and location, please. All right, we lost that call. I wanted to really hear from you.
Okay, and I think we can also take, I think there are some messages from Ismail. I think he sent it earlier. He said, good morning, my name is Ismail from Yola, just calling to say hi to Sumaya and Fatima. Really enjoying your program. Keep it up. God bless Nigeria. Thank you. Thank you, Ismail, for that message. So Sumaya, I would want to marry from like 3 tribes.
What? Okay.
I'm going to choose.
All right, okay. Let's go ahead. Let's hear the tribes.
Okay, one is Fulani.
Okay.
One is Hausa.
Yeah.
Let me look outside.
Okay, Yoruba.
No, why no? I want to jump to Dubai.
The Indian people. Oh, okay. It is. Those are beautiful cultures that, of course, you would want to try. But the Fulani and maybe
because I said Fulani now, you are gingered, you are happy.
I am. The Fulani people, it's quite hard to impress them, to get married. It's all right,
because I said Fulani, Sumaya is happy. Good morning. I think one of the reasons people don't like marrying outside their culture is due to some significant differences between the culture and belief. For example, the Kanuris hardly marry out of their own because some things are norm in other tribes. Some things that are norm in other tribes is considered as taboo in their own culture. No, I don't agree.
Thank God you brought it up yourself.
No,
Let's shake the table. Kanuri people.
Don't even start. I don't
Kanuri
agree.
people are the people that always, they are at the top notch of refusing
they
the
marry
intermarriage.
outside their culture too.
And at some point, Fatima, I feel like men now use the excuse of my parents will not agree if they are from Kanuri tribe. Exactly. And they make it easy to, just waste a girl's time, and at the dying minutes they will tell you that my parents are Kanuri and they are choosing.
My dad is a Kanuri from Chad and he married from Plateau State. What are you saying?
If you only God knows the battle he went through.
No, he didn't. He didn't go through any battle.
Honestly, we cannot say everyone is the same, but there's always that problem, especially from people from Kanuri. So we have another message.
Okay, so yeah, we have another message from AA Idris from Kano. I would say marrying from the same culture has many advantages and less conflict. When I say same culture, does not mean same race. Here, culture means a person irrespective of race who is brought up in a total different environment with significant cultural differences than the partner he or she wants to marry could have more problems than the people who are brought up in the same culture, irrespective of race. In bracket, I have seen many examples of people coming or going with certain cultures to countries who have different cultures have or had problems.
Yes, truly. I mean, when you mentioned the race thing, when you see, say, typical example, you look at the Hausa culture, Hausa Fulani culture, it's almost similar. It's mirroring the Indian culture. So people can actually marry into that culture and not find it truly difficult. Yes.
Because we
there's
have
a lot of similarities there. So, but when you marry someone,
maybe that's why I said India or Saudi, Arab person, and you are laughing because we eat on the floor with our families, like we keep food. Indians do that, the Arabians do that. So it's going to be still within your culture, kind of.
At the end of the day, it's what works for you. Let's welcome more tribes. Let's learn from these people. That would bring one nation. At the end of the day, we have to stay together. We have nowhere else but here. Well, thank you so much. For those of you who called, those of you who tried calling and did not reach us, we appreciate the effort. For those of you who called and were able to reach us with your contribution, we appreciate it. The text messages, we got a whole lot of them. For those who we were not able to read, we are sorry, but we appreciate you communicating, hearing from us. Like we said, this is the most fun part for us, hearing from you guys. So thank you so much